Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a quick review of the new Tier 8 Japanese Premium TD, the Kari, not the Chari, the Kari. Here it is. I don't actually have one on my account, but I do have some gameplay for you from Diablo for some guest help. But this is what it looks like, big boxy looking kind of German-esque thing. As it says in the historical reference, in 1942 engineers began taking active interest in German tanks as well as their components. And basically this is some kind of program that was based off of German tanks. So I'm going to compare it to the Jagdpanther 2, but as you can see it's pretty boxy, fairly high in profile. It's got a relatively large gun on it. We'll get into the stats here in just a minute. But let's take a look at the armor and the comparison to the JP2, which is not a perfect comparison, but it will suffice. Let's take a look here then at tanks.gg. That's the JP2. Let's look at the Kari's armor. It doesn't got's none. It's got none. There are nones. There is none. 220 is what it's rated at. That's the upper superstructure. The upper hold is 115. Obviously impact is a little more with an angle. It's an okay angle, but not amazing. As you can see, you would have to have a whole lot of hold down right there, a whole lot of back angle, back slope before that even became close. And why anyone would aim there, if you were doing that, they'd aim there. So really it just comes up with no armor. Now 220 is enough to stop some of the, say, less than gold rounds at Tier 8. There's plenty of Tier 8 rounds in the 175, although there's fewer of those anymore, to 220-ish range. But as soon as they press 2 or you're seeing Tier 9s or 10s, you really don't have any armor. I want to compare it to the JP2 really quickly, and you see that its upper superstructure, while not amazing, and nobody believes that JP2 has a lot of armor, it does get some goofy bounces once in a while off that superstructure, and this one requires a lot less angle before it becomes quite good indeed. That is because this angle on the superstructure is much higher than the angle on the Kari, which is that. Got's none, all right? You got it? All right, you got it. Not a lot of armor on that bad boy. So, despite the fact that it kind of looks like an assault TD, it is not an assault TD. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. What is it? That's a great question. Let's go in and compare really quickly. We've got the Kari and the JP2. You can do the same thing, set it up within the setup here on the comparison and see all kinds of numbers and whatnot on how that tank would be if you put equipment on it. This is 100% crew, no equipment, no field mods, no crew, all right? 500, it has a slight advantage in alpha at 500 by 10. The pen is better for standard, but it loses out in the gold round. The gold round for the JP is at like 311, I want to say, and this is about 292 or so in the 290s. Not bad, though. You're getting into the 290s as a Tier 8. That's not bad. Its rate of fire is less, i.e. it's slower, and that is unfortunate because that brings it down. Despite having a 10 hit point advantage in alpha, it loses out then in DPM by quite a bit, almost 300 in there. So that's kind of the thing the JP brings, right? The JP2 brings some mobility, a little bit of armor, maybe mid to late game when you have to move around, and a pretty good gun. Well, so far the Kari's got the gun-ish, all right? 1.92 on the aiming time, which is decent. 0.33 on the dispersion, slightly better, both of those than the JP. 12 degrees either side on the field of regard or azimuth for the gun. And the Kari does come up with -7 on the gun depression, which is only 0.5 better than the JP. Kind of interesting, even though the gun is more forward mounted. Problem is the roof is right there, so anytime you try to depress it, the breach hits. Does that matter to wargaming? No, because there are plenty of tanks that have way more gun depression than they should based on physics. But hey, whatever. Hull armor. Hey, it looks like it's got armor, Guido. It's much better. Well, yeah, technically it's 220, but you just saw what I saw. All right. It's going to stop some standard rounds at Tier 8, and obviously at Tier 7 and 6, it's going to struggle mightily against anything else, and it's just really not angleable, right? It's a casemate for one thing, so side scraping is really out, at least major side scraping or anything like that, to create weird angles. It doesn't really get a lot of help back slope, much like the JP2 does. The Kari gets nothing. So yes, it's a nice thickness, but honestly, it's not very good overall in the way the game is played. Speed-wise, Well, that's one thing that the JP2 had, some speed at 55, and this one gets 40. That's it. All you get is 40. So that's where I kind of come up with. It's not a great analog to the JP2. Not great. There's some things that are similar to it. This is not one of them. The JP2's got 15 kilometers an hour. But this is interesting. A backup speed of 18. Okay. So I think we got a sniper here, guys. We got to be careful. This one looks like an assault TD. But I think we're really talking about kind of a sniper with okay movement for mid to late game to move around to new positions or maybe make a push. And enough armor that if you're top tier, you can maybe get away with a couple things here and there with your armor. That's really what we've got. Camo is better. I don't know why it's that much better than the JP2. To be honest, they seem to be about the same height, but that's weird to me a little bit. A full 4% better. And its view range is a little bit painful at 380, but hey, you know what? It's not 360 like the JP2. Ouch! 360. That's competitive for a Tier 8 Casemate TD. Excuse me, 380. All right. I don't have a setup or any stats to show you because obviously I don't have this tank. I did not get it in my 100 boxes from Wargaming. Bummer. Got the Gonzalo and the Kirovets or whatever that thing was, unfortunately. So we'll see if I get my hands on this thing later on. I'll do a more in-depth kind of idea as far as my setup and everything else. But let's go over and check out Diablo's game in the Kari. Well, here we are on Himmel's Pearl Riverdorf, spawned into the southeast. I got a note from Diablo. Says he's using rammer, vents, and hardening. Hardening seems an interesting choice, although he sent me another note here. Tier 8 and below match, you can use your armor. Yep, that's what we just said. And you get Tier 9, drop it for improved aim and snipe. There you go. All right, so I will agree with that. He does not have his field mods done yet, which they just got. What is going on back there? Oh, there's a machine gun on it. Okay. So it looks like for the second setup, he'll drop the hardening and put improved aim, which that is what I would agree with right there, 100%. So top tier, yeah, you can use some of the armor as we discussed. Lower tier or bottom tier, go more for the sniper-lama ding-dang. So here we are, going towards the north. Notice there's 1, 2, 3. There's one on the other side. All right, there's 4 Karis in the game. Kari. Carry. The carry. There you go. I'm calling it the carry. I think Diablo will carry. I didn't look at his damage output, so I don't know. This could be a potato game, but it's Diablo, so I sort of doubt it. We are in an all-tier 8 game, and it looks like he's going to head on in here and see what kind of punchy face he can get into, at least initially. I have not seen this battle, so you're learning about the Kari. You're learning about the carry along with myself. So another one of the carries is coming with him in the Emil 1951. So somebody else has got themselves a brand new Emil. What else we got in here? A Forest Spirit. We got a Forest Spirit. Very nice. And I think that's it for the new tanks, looks like. A Gonzalo. I'm imagining somebody got themselves a brand new Gonzalo as well. All right. Driving up in here. He's only got -7 gun depression. Another Kari. Uh-oh. So face to face. And they both blap each other immediately. Diablo. This is the thing about World of Tanks and the higher alpha, although I won't say this is high alpha, it's pretty significant at 500, especially for a tier 8. With plus or minus 25, you can get some fairly significant differences. Diablo 8 530 and only did 471 for a difference of 60 HP. That is a considerable amount. This guy looks like, he's working with the gun depression. Oh, he eats another one. And just like that, in 2 shots, he's down to 330 hit points. The armor did absolutely nothing. We have 2 shots in the same spot. Diablo put them, I think one of his went into the upper superstructure. So let's see what Diablo does. He may rethink this whole situation. Probably a good idea, just for the moment, to keep this thing's gun in the game. It looks like they're a bit overpowered here, so I think he's just kind of bailing. One option will be just to sit there and maybe try to get one more shot, but he's going to head back here where maybe he can get a shot and run away, or is he just going to keep on trucking? Hard to tell. There's a T-28 in there as well, so things are just going poorly. Oh, he's gone back in. He's going back in for a piece of the action. Oh, look out, Vipera. Nice shot right there. He's going to hope that Vipera doesn't get another shot. Oof. And he is shooting just the AP on it. Another shot in the Viper, really nicely done. So despite taking 2 early shots, we're already up to 1,974 with 4 pins. And the T-28's just coming at him. He misses. That's some good work. Oh, he's going to try to make this work. And he just oh, and down he goes. I told you. Well, it's not. Oops. We've gone away. Hold on. We'll be right back. Well, I'm actually glad we kind of showed that one first, to be quite honest. I'm going to keep that in the review because I think it shows the kind of questionable nature, potentially, of the armor at times. Getting a little bit too aggressive in this tank. Now let's watch this one, which I also haven't seen, and Diablo will immediately disabuse me of that notion by being aggressive and smashing people in the face. So we got a Kirovets in here, so someone else has got a new tank. I got a Chieftain T95, probably a new tank. 3 Kharis, and then some Tier 7s. The other side is looking like a Forest Spirit, maybe is the only new tank over there. So there you go. This actually looks like a pretty good setup, to be honest. We got a Kirovets, they got a Barras, we got a couple autoloaders and whatnot. Well, yeah, it looks fairly even. Let's see what happens here. Get some cats and dogs going up to the north. We're on here on Himmel's Great Wall Empire's Borderdorf. Tiger 1, oh, this is juicy. Tiger 1 is not going to like this gun. Not at all. So we are going to be aggressive, and just Diablo's like, whatever, I just drive in and shoot people. Another Vipera for Diablo to beat up on. Well, that's a... ouch. Okay, so already did nothing. Never mind. Didn't hurt. What? What's it? I'd have to... oh, we got... oh, we're just going to drive down? We're just going to... what? Oh, Diablo is living a charmed life. He gives no craps about a Vipera. Most people... most people wouldn't want anything to do with a Vipera, but Diablo is just absolutely taunting this guy. Man, I feel like dabbing number 2 might have gone right through that front plate of his turret, but I don't know. We're getting all... oh boy, I do not even know what just happened there. Well done. This is what you get. Oh, here comes the Tiger. He wants some. There we go. He wants the 472. Well, folks, what can we learn from this right off the bat? It looks like you can be aggressive. He's even going to take on a turtle. Oh, and we've bounced the turtle. All right, so fair enough. I scoffed the armor. That is absolutely a situation where side scraping in a casemate can work. He put on an extreme angle as he pulled out and back, and the turtle only had the very highly angled piece of thick 220, if angled. So that was well done on Diablo's part. And the turtle doesn't want any more of that. He's probably wondering, how awesome is this thing's armor? Well, dude, it's not very awesome. You just kind of got... you kind of got baited, my friend. 2,653. And we're still messing... oh, don't do it. Oh, Mr. Vipera. Just sitting there waiting for his shells to reload. Gets a pixel snipe. That's going to be one unhappy fella. What the... alright, to be fair, the turtle's standard pen is not great. It is not great. And he just backs out. We're going to get right into that little piece because he's tracked, and down it goes. Dead Vipera. Remember, the Vipera has a really long intra-clip reload? I wasn't actually counting shells, so maybe he was actually out of shells. I don't know. Diablo may have known that. But in any event, he had fired, he got tracked, and it's like 6 seconds or some crazy thing. So Diablo had time. Oh, geez, he took one right in the gun. Right? Wow. Owie. Oh, that was the HE, looks like, from the GW. I think the GW broke his gun when that happened. So we'll reposition. I'm with him on this one. I don't really like pushing. It's great to win this south promontory down here, but I don't like pushing across because there's always campers back here. There's 2 already, and if their guys up top aren't being pressed, they can turn around. And it becomes a very long day trying to slog through that open and up the hill. So I like his choice to go this way. So Tier 7... oh, okay, there's an SU right here. Progetto does not want to scratch his paint. He's like, I have saved these hit points this entire game, and I shall continue to save them. Diablo is looking for just a corner of a tank. And are you paying people not to shoot at you? What is happening here? Nicely done. All kidding aside, notice when he brings his casemate around the corner, he's only bringing just enough to get his gun online and minimizing the amount of tank that the enemy has to shoot. That's always a good idea in any tank. In a casemate, it can be very fiddly and tricky, but you're watching Diablo do a great job of exactly what you should do with a casemate when you're going to push. Coming around corners is difficult in a casemate. It is not easy. And the whole... Oh, geez, the STA one's over there. Pop. Oh, we missed him. Okay. And the trick, obviously, is to get the gun around the corner and to minimize the amount of exposure that you are going to have. So he's just going to get really aggressive on this guy and slap him for 500 or 445. All right, so here's another example of the armor working out. Why an extreme back slopes? So good on him. Good on... Oh, the Emil comes in, takes a stab at him, and also bounces. Oh, man. Is the armor that good, or was it just situationally good? I'm leaning towards well, let's add skill to it. Situationally and skill good. A lot of those shells probably should have gone through if they'd have been fired at a slightly different time. Doesn't matter, though, because we bounced 1,690. We have over 4,000 damage right now. And I like this. They're headed towards cap just in case the burr. All right, they find the T-2065 out in the open, so that's a good thing. Is he going to stick his butt out? Nobody's on the cap, so that's not a big deal. There's a GW out in the open. That's awesome. Oh, he just fired at that guy. Okay. T-26 is going to hide. All right, somebody is on... Wait a minute. Okay, wait, could be... That's the burr. Never mind. I was thinking it was their other... It could be their other artillery, because they're all through... Oh my goodness, is it the other artillery? The Kirovets is just going for it. We don't know where the burr is. I think it's probably the burr. This guy's going to sit there. Oh, pixel snipe. Goodbye. Yes? Oh, son of a gun. Oh, it doesn't shoot. Doesn't shoot at our hero. Whatever was on the cap is bailed out. Maybe into the back top of the armor. There's the bird. It was their artillery. You sneaky devil. You sneaky devil. Now Diablo is pushing the burr, who's on a reload. I think that was their artillery. Yep. He's unaccounted for. He went to the... Oh, are we going to have an S-51 Lorraine duel? Or am I completely wrong? Is he already... He has to be right there. Surely that was the 155-50. Quit calling me. Nope, I'm wrong. Okay, it was the burr. I guess it was the burr, and he left and headed up this way. Dang it! I thought we had an epic Lorraine. Could have been the Lorraine as well. I wasn't paying that close of attention. Close of attention. That close? Is it of attention? Close attention. I wasn't paying that close attention. I do not know. I do not know which one is right. And I'm not even going to look it up because I don't even care. I just don't. Nicely done. 4,406 damage. This is, I believe, an ace tanker. Did he send me the cards? Yep, he did send me some cards. So I'll take a snip of those. You can see it's hard to read, though, because wattreplays.com is still goofed up, or whatever it is, .eu. I'll try to add these two things, but it turns out that his damage was 4,406. He did block the 2,000, and there was no assist with, as you can see, 4 kills. And it was an ace tanker, so there you go. Experience was... Why do I not... Oh, there we go. Experience was 1,321. All right, that's a quick wrap on a quick review of the Ka-Ri Tier 8 Japanese Premium TD, the first Japanese TD in the game. I don't know when the line is going to come out. It seems like it's a ways away because we just got update 1.20. Could be wrong, but I haven't heard any stirrings that it's imminent. So sometime this year, I believe, is the idea. Maybe later in the summer, maybe in the fall, don't know. Don't quote me on any of that. But this is the tank, so you're going to want to chuck a crew in there and start burning up a crew or getting a crew ready for the new tanks, for the new line right there in your Kari. Provided you get one, right now you can only get them through Greenlight, which is selling the St. Patrick's Day boxes. No comment on that. There's another video where I made on that one called the Red Light, Green Light. You can go take a look at that. For the Kari itself, seems to be a fairly balanced, fairly average TD. It does hit hard, has okay maneuverability. As you saw, situational armor. If you're good enough, you can actually make it work to some extent. And if you are same tier to lower tier, it's going to be okay. You did see it get played 2 times in an assault TD kind of idea, one with a really good result, one with a pretty good result, but a fast result because kind of got beat up and killed really quickly, although it still dropped 2,000 damage before it did so. And then this, obviously the second one against some of the lower TDs or some of the lower tier stuff, but doing some pretty good work really against some fairly heavy hitters at tier 8 as well. So there you go. Your results may vary. Good luck with your Kari if you got one. Let me know what you think about it down below. That's all I've got. We will see ya.